Hello, I'm Professor Kerry Irish. Welcome to my series of selected readings of C.S. Lewis's Mere Christianity. We are currently in the chapter entitled, We Have Cause to Be Uneasy. At the beginning of this chapter, Lewis introduces the fact that the power that made the universe is by nature good. This explains the existence of the moral law. The problem is that human beings do not keep the moral law. Therefore, we have cause to be uneasy or afraid. In this second section, Lewis explains that we really do want this power to be good. Lewis wrote, "It is no use at this stage saying that what you mean by a good God is a God who can forgive. You are going too quickly, getting ahead of the argument. Only a person can forgive. And we have not yet got as far as a personal God, only as far as a power behind the moral law, and more like a mind than like anything else. But it may still be very unlike a person. If it is pure, impersonal mind, more like a computer, there may be no sense in asking it to make allowances for you or let you off from the punishment you deserve. Just as there's no sense in asking the multiplication tables to let you off when you make a mistake in your answers. And it is no use saying that if this power is a God of that sort, an impersonal, absolute goodness, then you do not like him and are not going to bother about him. For the trouble is that one part of you is on his side and really agrees with his disapproval of human greed and fraud and abuse, and all of the crimes that human beings and nations have been guilty of over the past several millennia. You may want him to make an exception in your own case, to let you off this one time. But you know in your heart that unless the power behind the world absolutely detests that sort of behavior, then he cannot be good. On the other hand, we know that if there does exist an absolute goodness, then it must hate most of what human beings do. That is the terrible fix we are in. If the universe is not governed by an absolute goodness, then all our efforts are in the long run hopeless. We may be at the mercy then of an evil God. But if the universe is governed by an absolute goodness, then we are making ourselves enemies to that goodness, that power, every day, and are not in the least likely to do better tomorrow. And so our case is hopeless again. We cannot do without it, and we cannot do with it. God is the only comfort. He's also the supreme terror, the thing we most need, and the thing we most want to hide from. He's our only possible ally, and we have made ourselves his enemies. Some people talk as if meeting the gaze of absolute goodness, of seeing God face to face, would be fun. They need to think again. They are still only playing with religion. Absolute goodness, the power behind the universe, is either the great safety or the great danger, according to the way you react to it. And human beings have reacted the wrong way. This is why human beings have cause to be uneasy or afraid. This concludes for today Lewis's thought on the awesome reality of a truly good God. In our next selection, he will conclude his thoughts on this topic. And I thank you for your kind attention.